on Sunday night, absorbing the 3-2 loss. And Bill Smith makes back-to-back appearances for the 5th time this season as he faces Montreal. The record on the season, as you see, of 21-13-2. In his last 7 games, he has won 5, lost 1, and tied 1. He has a lifetime record of 9-10-6 against the Canadiens. The referee is Ron Hogarth. Dan McCourt and Will Norris are the linesmen for tonight's game. Bryan Trottier centers for this opening face-off, and on defense it is Potvin and Persson. Trottier winning the draw, got it quickly to Gillies, who broke in over the line, then knocked off his stick. Duane Sutter recovers at center ice. Back to Potvin. Now to Persson. Persson gives it to Potvin, starts out of his own zone with a pass to Gillies on left wing. He backhanded it in wide of Penny. Around the boards. Trottier ties up his man. There's Persson, and he shot it wide of the Montreal net. Now it's put right out in front again off the stick of Ludwig and cleared up the right side by Bob Gainey. Potvin recovers at center. Over to Persson. Persson back to Duane Sutter. Gets in over the Montreal line. Sutter to the blue line, but it was nudged out of there by Gainey and picked up by Persson. Now to LaFontaine, who has come out to replace Trottier. LaFontaine to Duane Sutter. A drive. Grab by Penny. It was wide on the glove side, but the rookie goaltender.
6, 7, 8. Rick Green is in the lineup, I think it is, and Turcotte is out. There's the Islanders, of course. And as you had pointed out, Bob Nystrom with a jam thumb. He's the only injured Islander on the list.
Now the Canadiens start out following the face-off. This is Tremblay with a shot. Stick save by Bill Smith. There's it around to the right side for Bourne. Ahead for Brent Sutter. He was bumped at the blue line by Amell, and the puck was cleared, but not out. Tremblay can't hold on to it. Langevin gave it to Tonelli. Cross to Bourne. Bourne played it off his skates into the Montreal zone, and Carbonneau comes back. Carbonneau got it in wide of the Islander net. That's it for Jonsson. Tremblay was filled in front of the net, and there's a whistle now.
Slashing and one's tripping, but both 2 minutes, both coming at the same time.
Right from the draw, Robinson shot one off the left skate of Bill Smith as the Canadiens pulled it back to the point neatly. Persson unable to clear it out of the Islanders zone. Potvin racing back to the net, got it away from Carbonneau. Trottier to Potvin off his stick. He picks it up again at center ice. The Montreal line is surrounded by Canadiens. Trottier got control of it. Over to Potvin. Potvin in front to Bossy. He scores! Bossy, 49 on the season. Beautiful passing play. The Islanders make it happen. They love to play. Montreal still considered by the Islanders and a lot of teams. They're playing the sweater more than they're playing the men. There's Trottier as he drops the puck to Potvin. Look at the play by Bossy off the pass. As quick as you can look at it, it hit right in the back of the net. Hit on metal. It came scooting right out. The puck never left the ice. Good play by Trottier. Beautiful pass by Potvin. And equally a good shot by Bossy. So quick on the net between the legs of Penny. And it's quickly here. 1-0 for the Islanders. That is 6 goals against Montreal this season for Mike Bossy. He opened his season with a hat trick at the forum, and he's got the puck again. A drive just wide on the glove side of Penny. Trottier moves into forecheck. The puck came off the boards. Bob Gainey up the left side, and the Canadiens come to the Islander line. On this right side, Ryan Walter gets tangled up with Potvin. Gainey following the play. Trottier gave the puck to Bossy over on right wing. Back to Potvin. Out into the center ice zone. Potvin to the Montreal line. The pass to Trottier went off his stick. Bossy moved in, couldn't pick it up, and here's Gainey coming down. Walter, on this right side. And a shot wide. Gainey and Trottier bump. Out in the center ice area, the Canadiens recontrol the puck. 1-0. The Islanders leading the Canadiens. 42 seconds left in the penalties to Tremblay and Bourne as Morrow is forced to chase the puck deep in his own zone. About in the forecheck for Montreal. Morrow around the boards. Lafleur picked it up at center, gave it to Robinson. Robinson to the far side. Green dumps it into the Islanders zone. Smith leaves it back to the net for Tomas Jonsson. Jonsson takes a look. That's to carry it out of there. Tonelli cuts to the right side as Jonsson's shot is knocked out of the air by Rick Green. Now Jonsson across to Brent Sutter. Sutter's pass blocked at the Montreal line. John Shutt. Shoots it in from center ice. Lafleur in after it. Smith knocks it away from him to Morrow. The teams are at 6 aside again. Here's Brent Sutter going back of the net. Sutter to Tonelli. Long pass picked up by Bourne on right wing. Brent Sutter moves up with him. Bourne gets across the line. That's the slap shot goal. And they score in the rebound. Brent Sutter after the save by Penny, and it's 2-0.
Right in front of the one-time Norris Trophy winner, an all-star defenseman, Doug Robinson. The rebound tapped into the net. Here's Bourne. Tonelli started the play with a fine pass to Bourne. There's the shot, stopped by Penny. There's the rebound as it laid there. Robinson doesn't get to Brent Sutter, and he taps in his 31st goal of the season to make it 2-0 for the Islanders. 16:21 still remaining when Brent Sutter knocked a rebound in over Penny's right arm. He raised his left arm, showing the goal being in, and the Islanders lead by 2.
31st goal of the year for Brent Sutter.
Tonelli and Bourne would probably get assists on that goal.
Good pass by Tonelli to Bourne, starting out of the Islanders zone.
I was a little surprised, Jiggs. That was rather dangerous inside your own goal line to make a rink-wide pass. Coaches don't like to see it. If it works, great, but if it's intercepted...
Langevin up the middle of the ice, just out of the reach of LaFontaine, and it's wide of the Montreal goal, so the Islanders are called for icing. LaFontaine, although in LaFontaine's case, he took his talents to the Montreal area for a season of junior hockey in Verdun. Became very familiar with the Forum. What a cheer went up when he was drafted last year. This is Bossy handling the puck. Over the center ice stripe, dumped it in, and he's steered it to the corner. Robinson goes after it. Bossy was in quickly, and the puck is cleared for Morrow at the blue line. In front, Bossy unable to get it away from the defense. The Canadiens come into center ice. He dumped it into the Islanders zone, and that's going to be called for ice.
No one was better when he was at his best. You know, I still think he could be that good again. Maybe not totally that good, but he could still be an all-star defenseman. Attitude. I think the management has a lot to do with that.
Flatley shot from the faceoff is blocked, and Gainey comes to the Islander line. Gainey fires one high off the glass in the Islanders zone. Boutilier unable to pick it up. Turnbull got it to the corner. Smith put it out in front, but there was nobody there for the Canadiens. Flatley over on right wing. Given a ride on the boards, got away from the check. In front of the Montreal line, held on to the puck, trying to make the play, and it was broken up by Gainey. Gainey's pass deflected to center ice, cleared by Persson. Robinson got it to the Islanders zone, but that's broken up by Boutilier. Well, the Canadiens start again. Robinson, a long pass out of the reach of Smith. Persson back to the Islanders. Down the boards to the left side. And his Kallur failed to get a stick on it, and Robinson dropped it back for Green. Green hasn't played a whole lot this year, but got it into the Islanders zone. It's only the 5th game of the year for Green, and there's going to be a penalty. Goring was knocked down at center ice. Montreal will be short-handed when the play stops. Puck was off Naslund's stick at center ice. Trottier picked it up and then lost it.
That's a very bad penalty to take. You're down 2-0. You take it at center ice where it really doesn't mean a great deal. Now watch out that the Islanders don't make it 3-0 and almost put this game out of reach.
Trottier, Bossy, and Gilbert out there together. Trottier across to Persson. The puck goes to Potvin. From the point is drive. Pad save, and the rebound popped over Bossy's stick. He picks it up now. Bossy beats it to the point for Persson. Into the corner to Gilbert. Back to Persson. Persson to Potvin. Into Bossy. Bossy centered one. It was cut off in front of the net and cleared away from Potvin and down the ice. Bossy getting open door in this first period tonight than he has been in a lot of games. Several teams recently have been clutching and grabbing and knocking him down. Persson gets tied up in front of the Islander bench with Carbonneau. And there's no further. Go back to the game here when Carbonneau's tooth opened up the knuckle of Brent Sutter's hand. And I'd forgotten about that. Sutter had a terrible infection for a long time. And there's Carbonneau with a drive. He got that one off the right skate of Smith. Trottier dumps it back to the Islander net. 55 seconds left in the power play, but Montreal in control of the puck, and Robinson's pass was blocked. Bossy gave it to Gilbert. One man back. It's Green. Gilbert trying to get in around. The defense is knocked down, and Robinson slaps it around the boards, off the stick of Jonsson and into center ice.
It was still a bad selection by Robinson, Jiggs, to take the puck and wheel it around the boards like that. It's gambling.
And here's Trottier giving the puck to Bossy in the Montreal zone. To Jonsson. Across the Potvin to Jonsson. Tomas Jonsson a drive. Good stop by the goaltender. Bossy with the rebound, and he shot it wide. Picks it up back of the net. Bossy slipped it to Trottier, and his shot was turned aside. Bryan Trottier wheels out of the corner. Gave it to Potvin at the point. Potvin lets it go. On target, Penny made the save, and Trottier feeds it to Jonsson. Tomas Jonsson to the corner to Trottier. Bossy wide open. Now Jonsson from the blue line. His shot is deflected to the corner. Green failed to pick it up, and there's Trottier to Bossy. Penny put the right pad in front of the shot. And the Canadiens finally pick it up. Shutt carrying it across to the blue line in the own zone, and Walter, who's just come out of the penalty box, fires it into the Islander territory. The Islanders put on amazing pressure in that power play, but nothing to show for it, and the Canadiens steal the pass. Long shot, it's wide. As Kent Carlson, playing up on left wing, moved in for Montreal. Now Tonelli fed it to Brent Sutter, gets over the line. The pass to Bourne, but it's offside. 11:50 remaining
on that. Bossy from point-blank range let it go quickly.
The Islanders had 5 shots with that man advantage. Canadiens get into the Islanders zone. Walter bumped on the boards by Bourne. The puck went to Tonelli. On Tonelli, trying to slip away from the check. Pass out of the reach of Bourne. Chelios out in the Montreal defense. Fed it to the left side for Naslund. Fired one from the blue line that drifted wide of the net. Chelios, a shot from the point, blocked by Persson. Chelios, wearing number 24, was a member of the 1984 U.S. Olympic team. Now Tonelli clears the puck to center ice. Brent Sutter steals it, gets over the line with Tonelli trailing. Tonelli lets the shot go, and it went wide on a deflection. Duane Sutter put it out in front of the net. Chelios there for Montreal. Here's Chelios into the center ice zone. Got knocked down at the Islander line. Persson back to the puck. Islanders up 2-0. Here's LaFontaine at center ice. Checked from behind by Shutt. LaFontaine recovers. What a move to pull it away from Lafleur. Duane Sutter can't pick it up on the right side. It's dumped around the boards. Gillies comes in after it. Gillies centers off the stick and wide as Amell turns Duane Sutter around in front of the net. Canadiens into the Islanders zone. The pass intended for Shutt was broken up. Continue to battle for it in the corner. Mike McPhee works it to this near side, and there's Paul Boutilier. Lafleur got a stick on it, and the shot cut off by Morrow. Right side for Duane Sutter. Now to Clark Gillies. Gillies to LaFontaine, comes in on the left side, but it's offside midway through the first period. Getting ready for a face-off in the Islanders zone. The draw came back to Green, and the shot went off Smith's stick. With Green on the Montreal defense for one of the few times this year. Trottier to Goring. He's over the Canadiens line. Gave it to Jonsson. His shot off the chest of the goaltender, and he smothered it. Penny jumped up to make that save.
A high, hard one, Jiggs. Tomas Jonsson in flight, lets it go. Tough to control the puck when you're moving that way. Here's the play by Goring to Tomas Jonsson. He got the puck up on the end of his stick. The end result there is, of course, a rising puck. Whenever players shoot it off the toe, if you want to call it that, the end of the stick, whatever, the puck generally rises very quickly.
Goring on this draw against Carbonneau. It comes back to Langevin at the left point. His shooting, it was deflected wide of the net. Goring knocked down by Carbonneau in his pursuit of the puck. Carlson over on the left side. Played it off Flatley's stick. And there's Jonsson giving it to Langevin. Back to Jonsson. Goring comes back to help out. The pass to Langevin. Into the center ice zone. Played it away from Tremblay. Canadiens cover up. Ludwig fired it into the center ice zone. Anders Kallur pumps into Ludwig. Puck loose, and the Canadiens move it up the right side out of the reach of Tremblay, and Smith cuts it off for Langevin. Langevin around the boards. Carbonneau moved in quickly, tried to center it, went off Phil Smith, and picked up by Pat Flatley. Flatley, Goring, and Kallur start out together. Pat Flatley in on the right wing side, skirted a check, centered one, but just out of the reach of Goring. And Carbonneau turns, starts out for Montreal. High into the Islanders zone. It's grabbed by Smith, dropped off for Langevin. Langevin right side. Kallur was headed for the bench. And the Canadiens take over again at center ice. Bobby Smith is out with Gainey. Pass off Gainey into the Islanders zone. Racing to Terry Turnbull. Turnbull's trying to come out of the corner. Plays it to the blue line. It's intercepted by Bossy. Bossy works into the Montreal zone, trying to get around Amell, and Robinson came over to knock the puck loose. Robinson overleads Gainey, and back goes Denis Potvin. Out of Persson. Persson, a long pass up the left wing. Trottier chasing it. Robinson gets back for Montreal. Harry Robinson takes it around to the corner for Amel. Gilbert steps into him. The puck went loose. Bossy goes in after it. Ian Amel in a battle for it. It came loose for Robinson around the boards, but there's Persson. Persson to Gilbert, who knocked it out of the air. Bossy picks it up here on left wing. Back to the point to Potvin. His shot went wide to Penny. Trottier chases the rebound. Got it loose for Persson. Into the corner for Trottier to Potvin at the blue line. Potvin shot through a screen was blocked. Gilbert the rebound and it was knocked down. Trottier battles for it. It's loose at the side of the net. Comes out in front. Gilbert pushes it toward the net. But under the pads of Penny, and there's no further play.
Islanders come close, knocking on the door. Bryan Trottier has a talk with Andy Van Hellemond. Or I should say Ron Hogarth. Look at the action here. Penny trying to scramble along the ice sideways as he was laying there. Watch Robinson here as he goes after Gilbert, saying that's enough. Loose puck. Let's get a hold of the thing. Hamel down, helping Penny out. Trying to make sure he finds the handle, gets a hold of it, and hangs on. I suppose Ron Hogarth wouldn't be very happy me calling him another name. Of course, he gets called worse things, I suppose.
Oh, yes. Even by us on occasion. Some other games in the NHL. We'll get you up to date on those scores as they come in. Naslund with the puck for the Canadiens. Neat pass into the Islanders' zone. Barron trying to make the play. Norm Barron wearing number 31 for Montreal. He and Morrow in a battle for it. Morrow got away from the check and cleared the puck to center ice. That's Chelios. Played it to the right side. Duane Sutter knocked it down. This is Morrow. Got it in wide of Steve Penny. There's Gillies with the rebound, and Penny out on the right side made a good stop for Montreal. 6:44 left in the first period. You're watching New York Islanders to the right of the Montreal goal. The Islanders up 2-0. The Canadiens, and I don't mean to belabor this, but they came into the game tonight with 37 losses on the year. That is the most ever suffered by a Montreal Canadiens team in their history. There's 33 losses in 39-40 season, but never this many. Here's Flatley carrying the puck into center ice. He's over the line with a pass to Kallur. Trying to get it back to Flatley. It was broken up. Goring came in after it. Butch Goring to Morrow from the blue line. Penny reached and missed. The puck goes to the corner for Flatley. He was too well covered, and the Canadiens break up. Arbonneau has Tremblay with him. Boutilier back. The pass to Tremblay was just out of his reach. Mario Tremblay put it right through the goal mouth. Now picked up by Goring. He and Kallur get over the Canadiens line. Goring shot. Penny makes the save. He thought it was going up. It stayed on the ice and lodged under his left pad. Good shot by Butch Goring. It was deflected, I think, by Hamel, the defenseman. Here's the play by Goring. There's his shot. Right between the legs at the last second. Look at the move by Penny. In desperation, he shot his left foot out, got a piece of it, and then he hung on. Take a look at the Sports Channel out-of-town scoreboard. Somewhere along the way, we'll flash up some of the scores. There they are. Woo, look at Quebec beating Boston 3-0 in the second. Buffalo and Hartford in the second period tied at 0-0. Johnson's shot was steered aside by Penny. That's 4 from the game in Quebec City. Got to have the Bruins thinking a little bit because it appears that Boston and Quebec will meet in the opening round in Adams Division play. There's Lafleur on right wing into the Islanders zone. The Shutt is shot off the post. Smith reached and missed and hit the post and ended up in the far corner. Brent Sutter to Langevin. The pass for Tonelli went out of his reach. They ruled that Green could have played it. So the Canadiens go back. Brent Sutter got in quickly, stole the puck. Sutter to Bourne, who went off the side of the net instead. Sutter knocks his man down. Can't recover in the corner. Here's Bourne to Brent Sutter. Brent Sutter being bumped by Amel. The puck came loose. But for Montreal. That is center ice. Got it to Lafleur, and the shot bounced off Langevin. Bourne failed to pick it up. Brent Sutter does. Gave it to Jonsson. The Islanders come up 2-on-2. Tonelli with Jonsson. Over the line. Jonsson holding on to the puck. Gave it to Tonelli. Back to Jonsson. Jonsson into the corner. Trying to slip away from the check. John Tonelli picks up the puck. Turned around by Ludwig. Put it right out in front. Langevin at the blue line. A drive. That one tipped wide. Reaching back in the net is Tonelli. The pass to Bob Bourne. Bourne being tied up in the boards. Tonelli there as well. The puck came loose. Trottier unable to get a stick on it. Langevin at the blue line. Cannot recover the puck, and back goes Jonsson. Tomas Jonsson over the center ice stripe. Dumped it in between the defense. There's Robinson at the side of the Montreal goal now with a pass to Ludwig. Now to Bobby Smith, who takes the turn. And it's a Robinson. Flipped off his stick. Trottier knocked it loose. And Robinson picks it up. Dumps it into the center ice zone, and the puck will end up back deep in the Islander territory. Persson and Potvin on defense. Gilbert with Trottier and Bossy, the Islander forwards. Greg Gilbert in control of the puck. Gilbert's pass deflected, picked up by Persson. Now to Potvin, steps over the Montreal line with a slap shot that went high up over the glass and into the seats. You're watching the New York. Play gets underway in the Montreal zone. Canadiens have cleared the puck down into the Islander territory. Coming back for it is Persson. Persson around to the left side for Clark Gillies, who's up with LaFontaine and Duane Sutter. This is LaFontaine with the puck, dumped it in wide. Duane Sutter bumps into Robinson. Gillies puts it in front of the net. Out of the back of the goal, and there's Robinson. Out of this right side, the Canadiens trying to come out of there. Chris Naslund played it into the center ice zone, and Walter dumped it wide. There's Walter over in the far corner, checked by LaFontaine, and Potvin gave the puck to Persson. Right side to Duane Sutter. LaFontaine moves up, trying to get through the defense. Couldn't do it. Good effort to get it to Duane Sutter, but back come the Canadiens. Gainey on left wing. The shot was blocked by Smith, and Boutilier cleared the rebound. Clark Gillies dumps it into the center ice zone. The Canadiens have to wait. Chelios fires a long shot wide of the Islander net. Kenny Morrow trying to come out of the corner. Bumped on the play by Barron. The puck came to Boutilier on left wing. All Boutilier over the Montreal line. Waits for some help, then dumps it around the board. Bossy had moved in on right wing. Couldn't get to it. Here's Boutilier. The pass to Trottier missed the mark. Canadiens trying to come out. Naslund in control of the puck. That's Naslund at center ice. Shot it off the board. Smith cuts it off back of the goal. Kenny Morrow in to pick it up. Stepped away from Naslund's check. Unable to get it to Trottier, however. Trottier without a stick now. Bossy moves in. Trottier kicks it to the corner for Morrow. Up the right side to the blue line and drives. Smith down. The puck loose on the doorstep, and Smith covers up and holds it. Ron Amell off the left side. He hit one that Smith had a little trouble with. Tremblay with the puck, backhanding it into the Islander zone. Tonelli knocked it down, gave it to Bourne over on right wing. Bob Bourne with Tonelli trailing. Brent Sutter heads to the front of the net, now goes back of the goal to pick up the puck. Into the corner, Sutter gave it to Jonsson from the blue line. His drive went over top of the net. He's up the right wing boards in control of Tremblay. Now to Carlson, shot it right into the catching glove of Smith, who dropped it, then covered up on the puck.
The second period is underway. A lot of folks probably wondering how I know your hands are so rough. I was looking at those hands.
Your kind of money, I'd burn mine.
Yeah, right. LaFontaine with the puck at center ice. All Confederate money. LaFontaine to Duane Sutter, and he shot it off the right arm of the goaltender. What a save by Penny to cover up on the shot from LaFontaine.
Worth more than a penny on that save. 10-bell save as Penny goes down. Good backhand shot. Here's where it started from. Duane Sutter, good shot. Penny made the save. Look at him go after the rebound by Gillies. LaFontaine. Boy, has he got a pair of hands as he banged away at the backhand shot. Penny got that also. It is quick. He's good. Skates with his feet wide apart. Somebody says, well, what's the big deal about doing that? You won't see him down on the ice very often. Very hard to knock off his balance, off his feet. Skating with the feet that wide apart.
Now, one of the first reports I ever heard about him was that he would remind you of Marcel Dion.
Dion?
Has he lived up to that?
Well, I think 14 games into your career.
Yeah, I realize, but just...
You mean just by style and the way he plays? Not quite as stocky, but no question he's got the talent to score that Dion has.
Good pass right to Duane Sutter, and he does that so well, too. Across the line, Sutter holding on to the puck. Got it to Gillies, off his stick, and right to Hamel, who was checked. The puck came loose for Nyland, who fell. Now Hamel at center is checked by LaFontaine. Duane Sutter got a piece of Hamel, and the puck ended up in the Islander zone. Jonsson, Langevin, Deflected at center ice. Over the line come the Canadiens. There's Turnbull on right wing. Dropped it right to Clark Gillies. Gillies and Sutter come up together. LaFontaine joins them now. Dumped in wide of Penny as 3 Canadiens were back. This is Bobby Smith. To Amell. Brent Sutter ran into Amell. Turnbull and Brent Sutter in a battle for it, and it was won by Bob Bourne. Boutilier on the left side. Good pass to Brent Sutter. He's across the line with a drive. Off the leg of Amell. Picked up by Tonelli. Tonelli slaps it into the corner. Amell comes out of the corner for the Canadiens. The pass to Turnbull. Couldn't handle it on the left wing boards, and back goes Morrow. The Islanders leading the Canadiens 2-1. Boutilier, right side. Brent Sutter into the Montreal territory. The pass was high after a deflection by Amell. Tonelli went after it. Ryan Walter picked it up. Gave it to Turnbull. Turnbull checked at center ice. Here's Bob Bourne. Bourne runs into Naslund. The puck knocked loose. Tonelli failed to pick it up. Now turns and dumps it in off the boards. Ludwig back in the Montreal defense. Ludwig gave it to Naslund. Long shot will go wide of Bill Smith and be picked up by Boutilier. Boutilier to Bryan Trottier, now to Mike Bossy. Back to Trottier to Bossy as he crosses the Montreal line with a slap shot that ricocheted wide. Boutilier off the left point, a drive, knocked down, cleared in front by Green, and up quickly comes Gainey. Bob Gainey over the line, shooting, Smith the save, and it's cleared by Boutilier, but not out. Greg Gilbert trying to make the play happen, and the puck came bouncing back to Bill Smith.
Montreal organization, Jacques Lemaire. What a hockey player. A center iceman that could shoot, skate, check. One of the reasons that Montreal was able to win so many Stanley Cups. Outstanding player and an outstanding gentleman.
Are you sure that was Lemaire back at the bench? Looked an awful lot like Gene Hackman to me.
Oh, jeez, that's not fair. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him what you said. You know, Gene Hackman would probably think that's a good idea.
Why not? Offside is called as they get to the Montreal Blue Lobsters. Lafleur, a long shot off the stick of Bill Smith, and Bourne gave the puck to Bossy. Mike Bossy to Trottier, back to Bourne, and it's left behind him. Potvin now to Bourne, who has dumped it in around the Canadiens' defense. It's cut off by Penny. Moving back of the net is Kent Carlson. Pass intercepted by Gilbert to Trottier, and Gainey stepped in front of him. Bob Gainey dumps it off the boards. It'll be picked up by Persson out at center. Now to Potvin. Potvin shoots it in off the boards. Chasing is Carlson. He had played the first period as a left winger, but has dropped back to defense. Here's Trottier to Persson. Into Trottier. Around to Bossy. Mike Bossy put it out in front off the goaltender's stick and held in by Persson to Potvin. Now to Greg Gilbert. Gilbert works it to the corner. Bossy put it out in front. Trottier turned, couldn't get a shot away. Persson from the blue line, and that was blocked by Carlson. Gainey fed it to Carlson, who moved up quickly. Comes over the line. Got it wide. Bryan Trottier is back. Persson now to Potvin. Off the right wing boards. Trottier chasing it. Can't get there in time. Now picks it up. Got it away from Shutt, but Robinson backing up the play. Handed it to Trottier. Over to Bossy. Mike Bossy. To the point for Persson. Unable to set up Bossy again, and here's a break for McPhee. It's over the line, working on Potvin. Can't make the play. Now centers it in front, and Persson cleared it. Ludwig at the right point. Pokes it into the corner. The Canadiens unable to do anything with it, and there's a penalty call coming as Bossy headed for the net on a partial breakaway. The whistle back of
Nova Scotia. Sydney, Nova Scotia gets across the line, looking for an opening. Potvin pushes him aside. Takes him out of the play. Tremblay goes in to take a whack at it when Stefan Persson cleared it. But Gilbert took a tripping penalty right after that. As Tremblay, right there, tried to make the play. Gilbert tripped him, and the Montreal Canadiens go to the power play.
First power play of the night for Montreal. They're ranked 16th in the league. 58 power play goals on 281 opportunities. Here's Lafleur. Shot one off the pads of Smith. Bobby Smith for Montreal, turning to get away from Goring. Back into the corner, played it to the blue line. Held in at the point by Chelios, and then Goring broke up the play. Bobby Smith recovers for Montreal. Goring chases him to the boards. Langevin there as well, and the puck came loose. Center to drive, and it went wide of the net. That was Naslund who broke in quickly. Naslund gave it to Lafleur. Into Naslund. To the corner, Jonsson broke up that play. Naslund gets a stick on it again, as checked as he went to clear it in front of the net. Anders Kallur tying up Mats Naslund. More bumping going on as Ryan Walter gets checked in the corner. Bobby Smith picks up the puck. Smith slips through in front and backhanded it off the Islander goaltender, Bill Smith. There's Walter for Montreal to the blue line to Chelios. His shot knocked down in front. And a quick shot went wide as Bobby Smith got it away. Here's Lafleur. Lafleur to Smith at the left point. Bobby Smith shot wide of the net. Naslund over on the far wing to the blue line to Chelios. Whereas Chelios moves in along the board. Centered one in front, and Jonsson blocked that. Now Langevin picks it up and slaps it down the ice. Montreal putting on some pressure for about 1 minute and 15 seconds of this power play, but to no avail. 35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Gilbert as Lafleur picks up the puck on right wing. Gets to the Islander line, across the line, dropped it for Bobby Smith. Smith centers one in front. Shutt's shot was deflected off Potvin and wide. Morrow slaps it to the blue line, and Brent Sutter clears it the rest of the way into the Montreal zone. This is Chelios. Chelios waiting back of the net. Off the right side, Shutt carries it to center, now to Lafleur. He's over the line, puts on the brakes. Lafleur's centering attempt hit Brent Sutter. The Canadiens recover, however. Shutt back to Lafleur, a slap shot. Smith the save, and the rebound went to Brent Sutter. Teams are at 6 aside, but we've got an injured Canadien down right in front of the Islander goal.
Skates well and he shoots well. He unleashed a tremendous blast. Good stuff by Billy Smith. A cross check on Carbonneau by Morrow. I suppose you could say he got away with it.
You could say that, all right, and be correct.
And you know, he cut him too. If he'd have got a penalty, it would have been automatically 5 minutes.
The Islanders moving to the Montreal line. Here's LaFontaine in on right wing to Duane Sutter to LaFontaine. A backhander, he scores! Pat LaFontaine.
Larry Robinson victimized again as the youngster continues to pound the puck into the net. Doing what he does and likes best, Pat LaFontaine stretches the lead to 3-0. Beautiful give and go. LaFontaine, Duane Sutter. There's the play back. Robinson in front with Clark Gillies. And a backhand shot between the legs of Penny in the net. And a 3-0 lead for the Islanders. His 12th goal of the year. Guy that can score that good, you think he'd have more than 12 goals after 78 games?
Oh,
in
sure.
78 games.
Duane Sutter gets the only assist on the goal, coming at 7:21 of the period. Clark Gillies in for checking. There's Carlson for Montreal. Falling, got the puck outside the line. Then Gillies stepped into Walter, sent him flying. Meantime, the shot in front of the net off Barron's stick was deflected wide. They had Naslund cruising in, and now Robinson checked by LaFontaine and right in front of the Montreal bench. Ryan Walter with the puck. Gave it to Barron, who backhanded it off Phil Smith's pads. Gillies takes over in the left wing corner, runs into Ryan Walter's check. Walter comes off the boards. Set it to Robinson at the blue line. Harry Robinson shot, blocked by LaFontaine, gave it to Duane Sutter. Sutter to the Montreal line, a slap shot, went over top of the crossbar. LaFontaine in to pick it up. Left it for Gillies, and a shot knocked down in front by Carlson. Robinson dumps it into the center ice zone. This is Jonsson back for the Islanders. This Brent Sutter with the pass. Robinson will pick it up back of the net. Pulled it away from Sutter, then gets turned around. Robinson to Naslund to Carlson. Ryan Walter and Barron move up as well for Montreal. Persson goes back for the Islanders, but offside has been called. All season long. Apparently there have only been brief flurries of play that you would recognize as that of Larry Robinson this season. Talking with Glenn Cole, who used to be with the Montreal Gazette, now in the radio broadcasting business, confirming that tonight. Brent Sutter with the puck. McPhee got it to Lafleur. Shutt takes the pass, comes over the line. Shutt winds up, faked the shot, got it to the far side, and Bobby Smith's drive ended up in Bill Smith's catching net, and there's no further play. March 30th, 31st, and April 1st. The finals will be held on Sunday, April 1st, at Cadillac Park, the Oyster Bay Invitational Youth Hockey Tournament. Stars of the future. And by the way, the Oyster Bay Mites had another winning weekend, another tournament for them, down to Havertown this past weekend and won that championship. Tough young hockey club.
fine young players here in Long Island. Every year they seem to represent themselves in their area better.
Now as we reach the midway point of the second period, the Islanders up 3-0, and Kenny Morrow with the puck. Got it to the Montreal line. Chelios to Tremblay. Flips it into the corner. That's Boutilier hustling after it. Gainey bumps into him. The puck ends up in the near corner. Mike Bossy, who has one of the Islander goals tonight, around to Boutilier. Now to Bourne. It bounced off the boards in an unusual manner. And Trottier fed it quickly for Bourne. Bossy moving up with him as they get over the line. Gainey reached, missed the puck. Trottier failed to pick it up. And Chelios for Montreal dumps it out into center ice, but back of the play. Trottier and Gainey picks up, and they'll have some penalties. Referee Hogarth calling
a measure. He took Bryan Trottier in with a good check. Trottier hammered him with the stick. Gainey retaliated, and he got caught.
Gainey is flashing at 9:37. Here's Persson with the puck into the corner to Trottier. Back to the point. Greg Gilbert gives it to Potvin. Now to Bossy. Back to Gilbert, and off his stick. He'll have to recover at center ice. Give it to Potvin. Walter moves up to forecheck. Potvin to Trottier. Back to Potvin. 30 seconds gone in the Islander power play. Potvin sends Gilbert over the line with a pass to Bossy on right wing. Over to Potvin. He cruises in, shoots Penny the save, and he dives out on the rebound.
Fine pass to Potvin. And Potvin lets go with a shot. The puck was rolling. Bounced a little just before he let it go, so he didn't get the kind of a shot he wanted, didn't get much on it.
Bossy over on left wing. LaFontaine moves into center ice with Tonelli on the right point. Or the right side, I should say, and at the points, Jonsson and Potvin.
Having fun with figures, and Pat LaFontaine, Jiggs, at the pace he's going, even with the game he's missed, if he was to keep this kind of scoring up.
Well, there he is trying to jam it in under Penny and could not.
He'd have 69 goals at the end of 80 games. That's fun with figures.
Got that calculator working, huh?
Not me. I couldn't know how to work it.
LaFontaine carrying the puck over the Montreal line. Dropped it for Tonelli. Across to Jonsson to Potvin. Now back to Jonsson, but outside the line as the captain made a bad pass, and he knew it. Potvin at center is checked by Shutt as he moved up, so the Islanders regroup in their own zone. 45 seconds left in the penalty to Gainey. LaFontaine put it right on Tonelli's stick. Into center ice. Checked at the Montreal line. LaFontaine picks up the puck. Bossy trying to come out of the corner. Gave it to LaFontaine. To Bossy. Mike Bossy turning. Gave it to Jonsson at the blue line. Tomas Jonsson over to John Tonelli. Tonelli starts in on the right wing boards. Missed LaFontaine with the pass. He recovers back of the net. LaFontaine to the point to Jonsson. Jonsson to Potvin. Potvin tried to center one. It was broken up and cleared by Shutt to Naslund, and the whistle sounds. Tonelli battling with Green in front of the net. They're still not pleased with one another. A little jabbing going on.
The first round pick of the Washington Capitals. Both go to the penalty box for roughing. This is the aftermath. Tonelli, Green upset with each other. They were battling away in front of the net. That's where the original penalty started. What you're seeing there is kind of an aftermath. But they're both in the penalty box now. Both for roughing.
In 5 seconds, Gainey will be back on, and the Canadiens and the Islanders will be at 5-a-side. Islanders lead 3-0. Goals from Bossy, Brent Sutter, and Pat LaFontaine. Gainey, who's just stepped out of the penalty box, forces the Islanders back. Boutilier around to Kallur on the left side. It was held in. Morrow blocked it, and Goring picked it up. Butch Goring trying to outrace Nyland. Goring carries it over center ice across the Montreal line. Drop pass for Kallur. He cruises in and shot it wide. Here's Flatley. That Flatley grabbed behind the net. Trying to get away from the check. Gave the puck to Kallur. To the point. It got away from Boutilier and goes all the way down the ice. Bill Smith leaves it for Paul Boutilier. He and Morrow together on defense. Flatley, Goring, and Kallur, the Islander forwards. Morrow's pass missed. That's Bell back on the Montreal defense. Gave it to Gainey. Deflected by Smith to Turnbull, who comes down left wing. Perry Turnbull shot right on. Smith grabs it and holds it for a face-off.
Normally, Billy Smith period, that was a 0-0 tie for quite a while.
Here at the Nassau Coliseum, the New York Islanders are leading the Montreal Canadiens 3-0. I want to extend our birthday wishes to a good pal of ours, 18, Jimmy Higgins.
James Higgins.
You remember James Higgins?
Absolutely. One of the all-time greats.
Higgy will celebrate a birthday tomorrow.
Wonder where.
Give us a call, James. We'll join you. Flatley clearing the puck to center ice. Long-time employee of the New York Islanders, James Higgins. Now handling the marketing job for Suburban Cable. New Jersey area. Let's tune in to SportsChannel tonight, as a lot of you folks are with Suburban Cable. Here's Gainey into the Islanders zone on left wing. Centering attempt. Broken up by Potvin, but Carbonell able to tip it towards the net, and Smith just pounces on that.
I'm not familiar. There's tonight's attendance, 15,850.
Capacity crowd here at the Nassau Coliseum. You know, there were about 400 people spent the night outside the Coliseum Friday night waiting for playoff tickets to go on sale last Saturday morning.
I don't know how many people were just watching, hopefully everybody, but the gentleman, the good-looking man on the right side of your screen in the suit with the sweater behind the bench, Jacques Laperriere, an all-star defenseman of the Montreal Canadiens for many years. Knee problems forced him to a premature retirement.
Smith just blocked a Mel shot, and now Brent Sutter gets into the Montreal zone. To Trottier, into Brent Sutter, around to Clark Gillies. Got it to Brent Sutter again. Gillies into the corner, battling for control of it. Bourne is out with Brent Sutter and Gillies. Gillies picked up the puck. Got it back to Jonsson at the blue line. A backhand shot cut off in front by Gainey. Bob Gainey. G. Carbonell, and he shot it wide of Bill Smith. Gainey goes in after it. Got it around the boards, up in the air, and out into the center ice zone. That's Larry Robinson in control of it. Now to Mel. Mel shot it in. Didn't wait for his teammates to get back on side, so the Canadian Islanders against Ryan Walter, and the puck went off Naslund. Naslund chased to the boards by Gilbert. Bossy tied up the man, and Trottier got it back to Langevin. Now to Persson, up the middle to Gilbert. Off his stick. Right to Chelios. Right side. Canadiens dump it in. Naslund chasing it. Aaron calling for the puck. Didn't go to his side. They tried the right side instead, where Chelios dumped it to the corner. Langevin to Persson to Trottier off his stick. He just pulled it away in the nick of time as Walter was right on top of him. Now Bossy gave it to Trottier. Langevin. Langevin's pass up the right side. Bossy into the Montreal end of the ice. Mike Bossy dumps it back of the net. Trottier over in the left wing boards was bumped by Walter. Naslund trying to stick handle around Langevin paid the price. And Greg Gilbert covering up for Langevin. Leads it back into the Islanders zone. Stefan Persson leads the rush into the center ice territory. Gave it to Trottier to Bossy. Bossy fired one wide as Gilbert cut it off the wing and ran into Chelios. They continue to push at one another. Now play is called. There will be two penalties. Gilbert for elbowing, Chelios for holding. And Sutter with Tonelli as the other forward. On defense, it's Jonsson and Morrow. For the Canadiens, Robinson and Ludwig on defense, and that's Lafleur handling the puck. Gave it to Ludwig, who comes over the line. Savant is the other forward for Montreal, and Tonelli just broke up the pass. John Tonelli using the right wing boards. Brent Sutter knocks it away from Robinson to Morrow, now to Jonsson. Tomas Jonsson. Pass across to the right wing. Brent Sutter went in after it, but checked by Robinson. Tonelli picks it up. Lost it to Lafleur. To Shutt. Shutt to Lafleur on right wing. A slap shot from the point. That went high and wide of the net. And Tonelli trying to go back to the goal. Ran into Lafleur. Picks up the puck again. Gave it to Jonsson. Tomas Jonsson. Morrow moves it into the center ice zone. The Montreal line. Tried the right wing, but out of the reach of Brent Sutter. And Robinson quickly gets Shutt loose at center. On the turn to get away from Morrow, who caught up with him. Larry Robinson once more. Checked, and John Tonelli has a break. Lafleur trying to catch up with him. Tonelli trying to cut in on goal. Lafleur swings him around, and there'll be a penalty. A holding penalty.
There goes Lafleur over on the far side. You don't see him yet, but here he comes. There's Tonelli as he cuts in front. Lafleur reaches out, pulls him around, pulls him down. Tonelli never got the shot away. Just give me a break. You know, he's been sending players off together, dual penalties, all that kind of stuff. Why not give the fans a break and give them a penalty shot? That's as close to a penalty shot as you can get. I mean, he reached from behind to knock down the arm of Tonelli. He'd have got a one-handed shot away even if he'd have been allowed to, but he wasn't allowed to. I'll go with the Givens as far as he wasn't totally in the clear. He wasn't a step or two away. Call it anyway.
The Islanders short with the man advantage. There's Bossy on the right side. His shot just went wide of the net. Stefan Persson holds it in at the line. The pass to Bossy. He shot it on the fly, but missed it. Ludwig dumps it away from Potvin at the point, but the Islanders give chase. Potvin, Trottier, Persson, Bossy, Montreal. It's Carbonneau in forechecking. Ludwig and Amel together on defense as Potvin comes to the blue line. A pass to Bossy on the right side of the ice. Bossy across to Potvin. Back to the point with it. Gave it to Bossy. Mike Bossy moves in. Can't get a shot away. Potvin at the blue line. Back to Bossy. His drive. Ducks it off the defenseman. He picks it up again. It's knocked into the boards heavily. And the Canadiens are able to clear it. 1 minute remaining in the penalty to Lafleur. It's now 6 against 5 as Gilbert and Chelios have completed their sentences. Potvin to Trottier. Down the left wing boards into the Montreal zone. Shot it back of the net. Penny cuts it off. Gave it to the near side. Picked up by Bossy. Turns in front. That's the shot away, and it's underneath. Penny. Bossy going for...
A couple of good moves by Bossy. One just to hold his balance while he manipulated with the puck, moving laterally. What you don't usually see, and what most people do not watch when a player does things like Bossy, is you don't watch his feet. He tiptoes across the ice like a ballet dancer. Takes tremendous strength to be able to do it.
Bossy has stayed out there in this power play, joined now by LaFontaine and Bourne with Potvin and Jonsson on defense. 30 seconds left in Lafleur's penalty. The Islanders are leading 3-0. Potvin carries it up the middle of the ice. Brought it in around the boards. Then he let it go to Bourne on the far side. Knocked away from him, but right to Gainey. Gainey starts out. Walter moves up with him as Gainey crosses the line. Holds on to the puck. Gainey trying to make the play. Fires one toward the net that was deflected wide, and Bob Bourne comes out of the corner. The penalty time to Lafleur is over. Bourne sends LaFontaine over the line with Bossy. The pass to Mike Bossy, and he was checked immediately. Lafleur and Turnbull right on top of him. Persson sets up Jonsson at the blue line. Out into the center ice zone. It was tipped to the Montreal territory. Robinson to Green. Now to Bobby Smith. He's over the line. Gave it to Lafleur. Slap shot off right wing. Missed the net. Robinson moves in from the point. Knocked it away from Flatley. Smith trying to center for Turnbull, but Brent Sutter back to the Islanders. Cleared it to the corner. Comes out in front. Picked up by Flatley on right wing. Less than a minute to play in the second period. Jonsson to Tonelli. He slaps it down the boards. The Islanders will find themselves with an icing call here as Robinson. 5 games at the Forum. This year they have won 19.
A lot of unhappy people in the Montreal Forum.
Boston Bruins, who had trailed 4-0 in Quebec City, have battled back with another goal. It's 4-3 now. Denis Morrow trying to come out of the corner in his own end. Gets checked. Brent Sutter trying to tie up his man. The puck goes loose back in the net. And Nell fired one intended for
Montreal. And I'll tell you who's playing a good game tonight, too, and skating like his old self, excuse me, Guy Lafleur. Watching him closely, as I do generally, showing some signs of his old flair. Flowers blooming again.
Tonelli, a long pass. Flatley picks it up on right wing, trying to work in around the defense. It's chased to the boards. Nell took him off the puck, and Brent Sutter is able to recover. Flatley sandwiched between Gainey and Amel. Now Brent Sutter goes to Persson. So Montreal very quickly to the power play here at the beginning of the third period.
You couldn't notice it, but I did. Everybody looked at themselves, all the players. There's Stefan Persson getting a hooking penalty. In his own end of the ice. Not typical of a third period in most cases. It's probably because it's not that close a hockey game. Von Hogarth calling, a lot of dual penalties. Now, let's see that. To me, that's not a necessary call. If that play was right in front of the net and the player was making a play at the net and it took away a scoring opportunity in the third period, I'd say, well, yes. But I'm not a referee, obviously.
I've noticed, yes.
Well, I am. I try to be. You've said you called me a referee on that particular play that I thought might have been called for a penalty shot. You said I was a referee.
You had a brother who's a referee.
Yep.
The two of you never talk about the game? Do you never convince you of some of these things that you're...
You do, Dennis.
Lafleur just put the puck out to Robinson. In front to Bobby Smith, to Naslund. Back to Robinson, to Naslund. Naslund cruises in, fakes the shot. Gave it to Bobby Smith. Centered one off the stick of Smith. Lafleur a shot that missed the net. Smith and Morrow bumping, and Potvin comes in to pick up the puck. Denis Potvin dumps it down the ice. Canadiens not showing a whole lot of intensity with the man advantage in the Islander end of the ice.
Lafleur with a good opportunity, Jiggs, missed the net. Something you don't see him do too often, or you didn't used to see him do too often.
I wonder if the Canadiens are just trying to play out the strings, stay healthy, go to the playoffs next week.
And then go play goal.
Perhaps. That's what they've done the last few years. They're up against Buffalo in the opening round, it appears. There's a chance right there by Bobby Smith. Bill Smith slid out to make a good save. Shutt keeps it in the Islander zone. Langevin picks it up back to the net, fires it off the boards, out at center ice, away from Goring and away from all the Canadiens as well. And Tremblay cruising around at the Islander blue line. I don't understand that play because he picks up the puck, it's offside. Now Lafleur brings it up and across the Islander line. Lafleur carries it behind the net, chased by Goring as he holds onto it, comes to the blue line. Got it across, Ludwig from the point, and his shot was deflected, and into the corner goes Jonsson. Out of Goring. Butch Goring dumps it outside the line, down into the Montreal zone. And that kills off the penalty against Persson. 3-0, Islanders lead. Canadiens move into the center ice area. Ludwig at the blue line, right on with that drive. Smith the pad save. Ludwig got a pretty good shot away. Gilbert chases a loose puck back into the Montreal zone. Amel steps in front of him. The puck came loose, and the Canadiens failed to move it out. Greg Gilbert picks it up. Gilbert and Ludwig bumped together. Puck still loose. Trottier comes out of the corner with it. Back to the point for Potvin. His drive blocked by Steve Penny, and he covers up for a face-off. You're watching the New York-Montreal goal. Bossy, Brent Sutter, and LaFontaine have had the Islander goals tonight. Bossy is 49th of the year. Brent Sutter is 31st, and Pat LaFontaine is 12th. And joining the Islanders following the Winter Olympics. Greg Gilbert just got the draw back to Potvin. He scores! Potvin from the point makes it 4-0.
Ripping wrist shot from the point, just inside the blue line, and 4-0 is rung up on the matrix board as the Islanders add to the lead. The captain ripping a wrist shot. There's the draw. Gilbert from Bossy, or I should say from Trottier. There's the shot just inside the left goal post. Penny a little late getting to it. Partially screened possibly on the play. From the angle here, it looks like he was screened. In the net. Potvin is 22nd of the year. Makes it 4-0.
Trottier to Gilbert to Potvin, bang. Here's Potvin again, his shot blocked. Trottier a drive, he scores! Trottier after Penny had made the first save, and it's 5-0.
Montreal locking in the defense, and Bryan Trottier picks it apart. Potvin, who had just scored, let go a shot from the blue line. It was up high, it deflected. There's Trottier behind the net. As he chases down the puck, it comes around the boards to Potvin. He lets go with another wrist shot. It's blocked in front. There's the loose puck. Nobody gets to Bryan Trottier, and he just jams it into the open side of the net. His 40th goal of the season for Bryan Trottier, just 20 seconds after Denis Potvin had scored his 22nd.
Gillies leans into a check at the Montreal line, and the puck is sprung loose. Into forecheck goes Duane Sutter. He's up with LaFontaine and Gillies. And The crowd applauds Bryan Trottier's 40th goal. Gilbert gets an assist along with Potvin at the 3:20 mark. Puck cleared into the Montreal territory. Green back for it. Green checked by LaFontaine. Gillies moves in as well. Green able to get it up the boards to Naslund. Now to Walter. Walter across the Islander blue line. His shot sailed high and wide. Rebound off the glass and right in front of the net where Duane Sutter picked it up. Sutter, left side, out of the reach of LaFontaine. Chelios cleared it at the Montreal line. Barron over on left wing, takes a hit from Duane Sutter, and back goes Boutilier to pick up the puck. Boutilier to Morrow. To Boutilier. Up the left wing to Gillies, played it behind LaFontaine. LaFontaine went over to knock it away from Barron, and the Canadiens recover at center ice. Chelios shoots it into the Islander zone. Boutilier clears it out of there. Gillies stepped in front of Shutt. The puck loose in the Montreal zone, and the Canadiens just dump it down the board. Coming back for it is Tomas Jonsson. Jonsson parks back in the net. Flatley moves up the right side. The pass instead to Langevin on the left. Now to Brent Sutter. Sutter fires it wide of Penny. Penny knocked it away from Robinson. It went to the corner. Flatley around the boards. The Canadiens, Mike McPhee takes over. Hit Robinson, picked up by Brent Sutter to Flatley, who shot it right through the goal mouth. Comes out on right wing, and the Canadiens clear it to Brent Sutter. The bot put it right on his stick. Tomas Jonsson now to Langevin. Back to Jonsson. Jonsson plays it up the middle of the ice. Blocked by the defenseman. And Carlson, he is checked, and over the line comes Brent Sutter. Sutter, a slap shot, he scores! It's 6-0.
Penny will be heading back from whence he came to the International Hockey League. Beautiful shot by Sutter, but not one that should get by a National Hockey League goaltender. He got a lot on it. Watch Penny after the puck goes by him. He knows he should have had it too. Sutter, from about 35 feet at the top of the circle with the puck bouncing. Watch the reaction. Penny looks down and then says, darn it. Right inside the left goal post. He got a lot on it. Penny victimized here a couple of times. Defense not covering for him. That time, he played the angle poorly.
Matt Flatley gets the assist. It's Flatley who nudged the puck ahead. Brent Sutter raced in, picked it up, and beat Penny at the 5:27 mark. Now Kallur goes rink wide to Bourne. Bob Bourne returned the favor, but just out of the reach of Kallur. That's Ludwig back in the net. So the Canadiens down 6-0. Trying to come out of their own zone. Nyland put it right into the skates of Kallur. Now back to Persson. With Goring. Goring at center ice. Gets over the Montreal line. A pass to Bob Bourne. Cuts to the middle. Fires one. Kicked aside by Penny. Bourne after the rebound. Knocked it loose. Nyland for Montreal. Spun it loose into the center ice zone. Here's Kallur. Persson to Bourne. Steps over the Montreal line. The pass to Kallur. Left it for Goring. Couldn't pick it up, and the Canadiens start out. Bobby Smith leads the rush. Gave it to Tremblay, who comes over the line on right wing. Worked it back to the net. Persson shovels it around to Trottier. Bryan Trottier. Circles at the Islander line. Played it off the board. Turnbull went for a skate, and now Bossy missed Trottier with the pass. Well, they ruled that Trottier touched it. Following the draw, the Islanders forced back into their own zone. It's Morrow with the puck to Bossy. Bossy being tied up in the far boards. Now gets away from Carbonneau. Runs into Gainey, and the puck is cleared ahead by Bossy. Trottier picks it up. Give it to Boutilier. They move up 3-on-3. Boutilier to Trottier on right wing. Lets a shot go. Boutilier after the rebound as it came off Penny's pass. Bossy goes in after it as well. It's underneath Boutilier, and they'll face off outside of consecutive winning years. But the Canadiens, the longest in all of pro sports. 32 consecutive winning seasons, but not this year. Duane Sutter just shot it wide. Ross will drop them 3 under 500 with 2 games left. Ronson shot in the goal mouth was blocked. There's Gillies trying to put it out in front, and Steve Penny able to cover up on the puck.
Chris Chelios helping out his goaltender. Close call. The Islanders move in. Look at the move by Tomas Jonsson. Look at the shot he takes as he's falling. He's actually almost in air. There he is. He is. He's got both feet off the ice. Talk about flexibility. Look at the puck there. Chelios knocked it away. John Tonelli moved in close. Trying to tap it into the net. Actually, that was not Tonelli. That was Sutter. That was Duane Sutter. Right-hand shot.
LaFontaine has moved out of the face-off area. Ryan Walter on the draw against Duane Sutter, who pulls it back. Jonsson from the blue line lets it go, and it drifted wide of the net. Duane Sutter bumped as he went to the boards. Puck came back and then out into the center ice zone. Well, the Canadiens move in now. Naslund and Ryan Walter go to the corner together. Trailing the play is Barron, but the Islanders come up with it. LaFontaine to Duane Sutter. Sutter dumps it in right to Penny. Across to the far side, that's Barron. LaFontaine bumped into him. Duane Sutter knocked the puck loose, and a backhander by LaFontaine was on target. He has that range a la Bossy. Now it's the center ice, and Gillies intercepted a pass. Couldn't hold it, however, and here's Naslund. Gillies checked him. The puck came right back to Gillies, who dumps it into the Montreal end. The Islanders in the middle of the player change. Flatley comes out with Brent Sutter and John Tonelli. This is Naslund for Montreal. Pulls to the left side and dumps it into the Islander zone. Smith leaves it for Persson. Out of Potvin. A little over 11 minutes to play in the period. Brent Sutter took it from Tonelli, comes across the line. His drive grabbed by Penny. He'll show you some moves from time to time.
Defenseman for a screen. Look at that riser. Penny reached out, got his catching mitt on it. Flipped it in the air. Look at here. Look at this move by Tomas Jonsson a moment ago. Look at him trying to hold his balance. Finally did. He did get the shot away. You can't practice that, folks.
Well, what I should have said is that next Wednesday, join us for the opening round of the playoffs on SportsChannel. Here's Bourne into the Montreal zone. His drive, he scores! 7-0.
How cagey. How smart. Bob Bourne using his teammates who were screaming down the right-hand side. One of them was Pat LaFontaine. The other, Duane Sutter. Look at him look. Look at him hold the puck. He's decoying everybody. Outsmarting everybody. And then look at the shot. A beauty right in the top right-hand corner, just inside the crossbar, just inside the goalpost. Beautiful wrist shot. Bob Bourne drilling it home, his 22nd of the season, making it 7-0.
Unassisted goal at 11:18 of this final period. Now some of the capacity crowd heading for the exits. Potvin broke up the Montreal play in front of the net, and Duane Sutter wheels it rink wide to Bourne. LaFontaine trailing, takes the pass from Bourne. Neat play to hold on to it and sidestep the check of Naslund, but Potvin has to recover outside the blue line. Over to Persson. Persson lifted in over the line. Bourne picks it up. Robinson knocked it away from him. Harry Robinson carries it at center ice. Got away from LaFontaine. His pass was tipped by Potvin to Bourne, who has dumped it into the Montreal zone. Kent Carlson back for it. Up the middle to Bobby Smith, zigzagging. Brent Sutter unable to tie him up completely, and there's a drive. Turnbull missed the net. And off the boards, back into the Montreal zone, where Chelios will recover. Chris Chelios fires it into the center ice zone. That's Morrow with it. To Boutilier. All Boutilier to John Tonelli, right back to Boutilier. He's dumped it into the Montreal end of the ice, wide of the net. Green puts a stick on it, and the Islanders have been called for icing. With 7:20
gone right for the Islander net. You know, if he could put a little effort into it, he was on the fly. The Islanders were standing still. He just wound up and blasted it from 40 feet, missed the net beside.
Boutilier got knocked down in the Montreal zone. The fans reacting to that as the puck came to center. Tonelli picked it up, dumped it back, but out of the reach of Morrow. Well, Hartford has defeated the Buffalo Sabres tonight. So that tightens up the top two positions in the Adams division. Although the game in Quebec City is not over, Boston had come back to take a 5-4 lead at our last report. Here the Islanders with a 7-0 lead will be 3 points ahead of the Washington Capitals when they tally this one up. Penny just made the stop off Brent Sutter, who was going for his third of the night.
The Islanders Sunday losing to Hartford tonight. Start a little skids. Maybe trouble picking it up, getting it back to where it should be.
I think, check that again. I think, Eddie, you'll find that Boston has a game in hand on Buffalo.
They do. 78 games by Buffalo, 77 by Boston.
That makes it even more of a tough race at the top of the Adams division. There's Langevin and Shutt in the battle for the puck. They got tied up. Canadiens unable to clear it back to the net. Smith moves it to the right wing for Kallur. The pass to Goring was blocked. Came outside the line, stolen by Kallur. 2 Canadiens back as he crosses the blue line. Held onto it, gave it to Gillies. Stand on the shot and runs over top of the defenseman. Canadiens trying to come out. It was John Adell who went down along with Gillies, and here's Jonsson for the Islanders. Tomas Jonsson off the boards, knocked down, went off Lafleur, right to Langevin, to Clark Gillies, across to Kallur, and there's Kallur at the blue line. Dumps it in, and off Ludwig, and ends up back of the net. Greg Ludwig picks it up with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third period. Ryan Walter backhanding the puck into the Islanders zone. Bill Smith leaves it for Stefan Persson. Persson around to Potvin. Now to Gilbert on the left side. Greg Gilbert at center ice, dumps it in wide. The crowd yelling, Bossy, Bossy. He's back out there, needs 1 goal for a 50-goal season. They'd like to see him get it on home ice. Trottier with the puck, back to the net. Bossy slips through in front. Here's Potvin moving in. His shot steered aside by Penny. Robinson with the rebound, failed to clear it out. Greg Gilbert picks it up, gave it to Bossy. He shoots. Oh, what a stop by the goaltender, Steve Penny. Bossy unleashed a shot from the slot. Now Persson played it across. Only Naslund was there for Montreal. He gave it to Robinson. Robinson over the line. Drop pass, picked up by Walter. His shot is a stick hand save by Smith. Bryan Trottier from back of the net. Pass to Potvin. Denis Potvin carries it into the center ice zone. Gave it to Bossy, off his stick to Gilbert. It was too well covered. Potvin got a skate on it at the blue line. Moving up for Montreal now is Naslund to Carbonneau, and he shot it just wide. Trottier takes over on right wing. Trottier to Bossy. Bossy comes over the line. Works his way off the boards on the right side. Back to the point to Morrow. Morrow flips it into the corner. Bourne goes after it. Bossy will pick it up. Tried to play it back to the net, but it was blocked with the Canadiens defense, and they shoot it down the ice. Coming back for it is Boutilier. The result is going to be an icing call against Montreal.
He's in the National League too soon. Look at the stop he made on a deflected puck from Mike Bossy, bidding for his 50th goal of the season. Penny makes a good save. Made a few good saves tonight. He's had lots of opportunities. 37 shots so far by the Islanders with 4 minutes remaining here in the third period.
Duane Sutter tried to put it in front of the Montreal goal. He, LaFontaine, and Bourne out on the ice together. Carbonneau moves it up the wing, and it went into the skates of Bourne, comes loose. Duane Sutter battling for it. LaFontaine moved in, but couldn't get there in time, and this is Rick Green. Canadiens come up the left side. Gainey puts on a burst, and the shot went wide. Off the boards and hit LaFontaine. Cleared it, but not out. Chelios fires one toward the net that bounced. Smith cleared to the side for Boutilier. Up the right side, Duane Sutter relayed it to LaFontaine, who poked it to center ice. Comes over the Montreal line. LaFontaine trying to cut in around Chelios. Couldn't center it cleanly, and the Canadiens start out once more. This is Carbonneau. Carbonneau lost it at the blue line. Pat LaFontaine comes down the right side this time. And away from Nyland's check, over to John Tonelli. Tonelli cuts in to LaFontaine, and the pass just out of his reach. LaFontaine battles for it. Knocked it away from his Olympian teammate Chelios. Chelios works it around to the left side, and that's Gainey. That's Flatley tying up Gainey momentarily. The puck came loose. Langevin to Brent Sutter. Now to Tonelli. Comes in over the line on left wing. John Tonelli, a drive, and that just missed. Goes over the glass and up into the seats as Tonelli tried to pick the
Tonight at 10 o'clock on SportsChannel.
Canadiens have won 35 games this year, the lowest number since 1966-67. And you know, that year, when they won 32 games, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Toronto eliminated them. It was the year before the original expansion. Now Goring, Gillies, Jonsson, Kallur, Langevin out on the ice. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left. Gillies gets the puck at the center ice stripe. A long pass to Kallur. Kallur cuts in, shoots off the chest of Penny. Gillies with the rebound, and Penny got a piece of that one. McPhee moves back to the Montreal goal. Spun away from Kallur. Comes out across the line and at center ice. McPhee moves to the Islanders zone and was checked there by Langevin. Jonsson came across to pick up the puck. Tomas Jonsson. The fans start to chant again. Bossy, Bossy. Will he get one more shift tonight? The answer, yes. Gilbert has come out on the ice. Brent Sutter, and now Bossy steps out. Lafleur's pass goes to the left wing side. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining as Persson back to pick up the puck. Couldn't get it to the stick of Bossy. A drive. That went wide of the net. Here's Carbonell. That one ripped and missed, and now Gilbert has dropped it for Potvin. Up the middle, out of the reach of Bossy. It's going to go right to Penny. Leaves it for Green. Green around the boards. Gilbert takes the man. Potvin picks up the puck. Persson out of Bossy. Couldn't tip it into the Montreal zone. Loose at center ice. Gilbert ties up the man. Potvin reached for the puck. Nudged it loose. There's Robinson. Dumps it in across the line. Persson picks it up. Gave it to Potvin. Out of Gilbert. Gilbert's pass is deflected. Carbonell shoots it into the Islanders zone. And bouncing off the glass with 53 seconds remaining in the third period. Bossy still out on the right wing. Canadiens come over the line. Ludwig in deep. Went to center, one that hit Persson's stick. Mike Bossy flips it into the center ice area. Robinson goes after it. Larry Robinson to Tremblay. A drive off the stick of Potvin and way up into the seats with 34 seconds left.
Always a fear for goaltender. I remember once against these same Montreal Canadiens in 1963, the Bruins were losing. The Bruins were losing 9-0, and I shot one from the point that I swear could not have won. Broke a pane of glass, and 2, reached the net. And Jacques Plante was in the net. It took a crazy bounce, hit his stick, hit his skate, and went in the net for a 9-1 score, and Plante was livid. Livid, and I don't blame him.
I don't either.
Well, those are the kinds of things you think about.
Fans were giving it to Billy Smith. Affectionately, Billy, as Bossy had gone to the bench. And they count down the final 3 seconds, and there it is. Bill Smith has shut out the Montreal Canadiens. That's his first ever shutout over Montreal. He does it 7-0 a year ago.